other people creating tea parties. That's good.
Right.
I think it's gonna be good. All we need to do is just everybody, connect.
Do you think
And
the Democrats take the Latino vote for granted? Do you think they just figure out they're going to vote for us anyway?
yeah, I think they think that 100% Latinos are Democrats.
Right.
That's wrong.
And the funny thing is, the Latinos that I know that are Democrats aren't real liberals. As anyone would define a liberal, especially when it comes to social issues. They're much more socially conservative.
Well, we are Latinos are very familiar. How can you say that? Family oriented. People that believes in pro-life, that believe in other situation that concern the family. And the Democrats have those absence of those beliefs. And they are Democrats probably because economical situations. I think they're probably looking for welfare or anything like that. But
a lot of Hispanic people, Suki, they know what it's like to live in a country where there's no freedom. If somebody's come from Cuba or Venezuela, they see government control firsthand.
Exactly. And that's what they don't want here. That's why they came here to United States.
Right.
Because this is a democratic country where we can do and say whatever we want. And that's what they are, moving other directions right now.
Yeah.
Dr. Torres is from Ecuador, and hopefully he'll be calling into the show any moment.
Yeah, I think that's him on the line right now.
Okay.
Is that him, man behind the glass? Yeah.
It is.
All right, bring Dr. Torres. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Suki, I'm sorry, you were saying though.
Well, Dr. Torres, he sees what's happening, and so that really motivated him to start a website, and I think he would do well to describe just a little bit about his website and then how the three of us got together and what we intend to do anyways.
Dr. Torres, if people are listening and want to connect with your group, what's the website?
You can reach the website by two different names. One is called Latino American Tea Party.
LatinoAmericanTeaParty.com?
.org.
.org. LatinoAmericanTeaParty.org.
And the other one is Latinos and Americans United.org.
Latinos and Americans United. And where did the idea for these websites and this group come from?
Well, actually, I am the founder of this organization. And the purpose of this was to inform, educate, and unite the Hispanic community in order to better understand what's going on in the country now.
And we were just talking as you were calling in about how there's a lot of Hispanics that come from countries where freedom isn't exactly the top priority for the government, like Venezuela or like Cuba. And I would imagine that those Latinos, when they come to America, appreciate the freedom that they have here, the political and other kinds of freedom that they have, economic freedom, and wouldn't want to go back to what they had in the country they just ran away from.
Exactly.
No doubt. Actually, I think that the majority of Latinos who moved to this country came here looking for a better standard of living, better opportunities, freedom, things that sometimes we don't enjoy in our country. And it's very sad to see that the things that we're trying to escape from appears to be a problem in the United States now. And I believe that, again, the majority of Latinos, I would say perhaps all of them, never expected to see this.
Yeah, I've heard more than one older Cuban person tell me that the rhetoric they hear from Obama sounds a lot like the rhetoric they heard from Castro.
I've heard that too. Not even just there. My wife talks all the time about how like this is supposed to be a free country, but in Kenya, where she comes from, like with private property rights compared to what they are here now in the States, you know how they began and then what they've turned into now. She's like, you have much more freedom in Africa, which is usually considered like a third world nation, than we have here in the States now.
Your wife's from the same country Obama is from.
hate him there too.
Oh, please.
They do. They hate him. He spent 10 million of your and my taxpayer dollars on a television campaign to change their constitution to allow abortions for any reason, not just for medical emergencies. And it started riots because they're a very, very conservative country. They're about 40% Muslim, 60% Christian, and the entire community is very, very conservative, socially conservative, and there was just so much outrage. So
Well, it's the same thing that happens in Venezuela, as you say, in Ecuador. Over there, the government changed the constitution many times to enlarge the government and not really looking for the people. It is, I think it's the way the system works for them, and to try to control people in one way or another. Latinos are very, very aware of that. And the other thing is that almost, you can say that almost every Latino support traditional values. They are believers. They don't like what they see now here, a constant attack against religious values.
Suki, how did the three of you all come together?
Well, wouldn't you know, the one and only Lisa Ferroli, our good buddy.
Will you bring in another set of headphones?
She, I don't know, did Lisa contact you, Arreale, or did you contact Lisa?
I contact Lisa through Facebook. You know, I was reading all the situation with the Tea Party, and I write on her Facebook to basically join the group, and that's how we get in contact.
Lisa Ferroli, I love the Lisa Ferroli. She's one of my favorite people.
So
she's going to be down on the 23rd next Saturday with us, and on the other side of this break, we'll talk to Suki and Dr. Torres and Arreale. Maybe one of them will come out and join us, and we'll ask them some of the grassroots stuff they're going to be getting into, and take your phone calls. Plenty more to do straight ahead. 407-774-8255.
Thank you.
There's a credit crisis in America, and it's not just on Wall Street. It's affecting almost everybody. Are your credit card bills overwhelming? Are you watching your whole paycheck disappear, just trying to keep up? With interest rates as high as 30%, trying to keep up's a losing battle. It's time to do something about it. You don't want to file bankruptcy, but you've got to get some relief. Call American Debt Relief. We'll help you put together an action plan tailored to your needs that will get you out of debt in months instead of years, all while saving you thousands of dollars. If you're serious about getting out of debt, call the professionals at American Debt Relief for a free confidential consultation. Remember, this isn't bankruptcy or one of those consumer credit counseling programs. It's American Debt Relief. Professional, reliable, and most importantly, affordable.
Call American Debt Relief today at 800-797-1086. 800-797-1086. 800-797-1086.
It's not just somebody else's problem. Hunger is a reality of everyday life for 1 in every 10 American households. 1 in 10. Hungry kids have up to 4 times as many health problems. We pay for that. We can take steps to fix it. For just $5, Americans Feeding Americans can feed a family of 4 for a week. $5. Call now. 1-888-58-CHILD or 1-888-582-4453. Don't let one child go to bed hungry one more night. It's not just somebody else's problem.
How are the Democrats positioning themselves coming into the midterm election? Hugh Hewitt explains.
This just tell you where the left is in this country right now. If they're not corrupt like Charles Rangel and Maxine Waters, and they're not insane
Like Alan Grayson in Florida,
or they're not just melting down in anger,
like Anthony Weiner,
if they aren't as clueless as Nancy Pelosi,
they are extreme. The Hugh Hewitt Show.
sometimes they're everything.
Weeknights from 7 to 10 on News Talk 660 WORL.
What are you doing back there?
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to pick it up.
All right, 407-774-8255 if you want to be part of the program. During the break, Arreale and I were just talking about, how the Hispanics come from, these it doesn't make sense if you think about it logically that people would be like, man, it really sucks where I just came from, and, the government runs everything and takes everything from us, and so I'm going to pick up my family and move halfway across the world and go to someplace that sucks just as bad. That doesn't make sense, does it?
That's correct.
We can bring Dr. Torres back, the guy behind the glass. But Suki, you were saying while we were going into break about how you guys all got hooked up together. It started with Lisa Ferroli.
Yes, so Lisa Ferroli and Diana Evans met with Arreale at a Denny's, and they kept popping up my name, Suki. So
see,
that's
Organizing for America has offices on Robinson Street downtown, and we meet at a Denny's. What is wrong with this picture?
Go ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So,
Denny's.
Arreale and I met at a Panera, so we're moving up
It's
the
a little
chain.
better.
We're moving up the chain. And so we spoke, and then we've spoken several times, and that's when Dr. Torres was introduced in the fray. So Arreale does have a background in radio and broadcast and media production. So he is working on, as we speak, an ad, but I won't reveal any of the details. I'll leave that up to Mr. Santiago if he wants to do that. That will be supportive of the candidate that we are trying to, Daniel Webster.
And are you guys going to organize some kind of precinct walk in the Hispanic community for Webster?
Us?
Oops, sorry.
No, well,
You mean us? Well,
us
like we told you, we are just getting started. At this moment, what we are doing is basically giving Webster our support. And helping him with the Hispanic community, trying to introduce him to the Hispanic community, so they can know him and and get involved with this campaign.
Shouldn't be hard to beat Grayson. Now talk about your low-hanging fruit.
Yes, as a matter of fact, Arreale's already arranged some interviews with Daniel Webster already, and he has another one with Spanish radio.
Right.
So I don't know what Alan Grayson's doing these days with Spanish radio, but as far as the Christian Spanish radio circuit, Webster's had his airtime. And I know that he does have a Hispanic outreach within his campaign. So, and they do have signs called Viva Webster, which I thought was.
We need some of those in my neighborhood. I have we live on Goldenrod by Lake Underhill, and there's a humongous Hispanic community there.
Right.
I see Peg Dunmire signs and Alan Grayson signs. Yeah, right. The joke candidate. Yeah, like we have this gigantic fake Tea Party sign, like billboard on Goldenrod, right next to where the huge Hispanic community is. So we definitely need you guys
Viva
out
Webster
there next
sign.
time.
Never fear, I've got 10 Viva Websters in my trunk, so I'll get with you after the show.
For real, we could use some.
I do believe that the Hispanic population has been misrepresented and misinformed. And I believe it's our job now to try to communicate with these people, and so that they can understand better what's going on.
It seems like we overcomplicate things, like for breaking things down into, racial or ethnic groups. I'm sure most Hispanics want the same thing every other American wants, and that's just to be left alone to raise their family and earn a living.
Right.
No doubt with that. As I said before, we moved here. I am one of those looking for opportunities to live in freedom, not to live for free.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we can live here better than the way we live in our countries, and give to our children, what. And we don't want to see in any way that problems that can interfere with our dream. Because anybody who, in my opinion, anybody who comes to this country comes with the same dream. And I think that dream is going away now.
Exactly.
I have to say I agree. I've noticed that every single minority community in this country feels the same exact way. They're very conservative. They're very religious people.
Especially your community, the Muslim community. I mean, on social issues, and
economic issues. Truthfully, we're very economically conservative as well. We don't really waste not want.